You ask the questions. Now it's time for you to receive the bacon. Alright. Most of you will be receiving bacon anyway. Not all of you. And I did not expect as many questions as I ended up receiving. So for the most part, I pretty much eliminated everyone down to one question only. There is an exception or two, so only one strip of bacon per person. A few questions were ixnayed, primarily due to repeats, but there's some questions that I looked at and I said no. Two people were blocked. Congratulations to all of you. By all of you, I mean two of you. I'm not revealing your names, but if you are no longer subscribed to me, you figured it out. Alright, so we have a lot of fucking questions. Let's get right into it. The first comment I received came from Enclave33. Oh, and by the way, let me get my party suit on. Hooray! Thanks, Catfish. The first comment I received came from Enclave33. And it's not even a fucking question. It's just a series of 7 periods. Are you fucking kidding me? You didn't even try? Didn't even remotely attempt to plug in a question mark? What the fuck? You saw this video and... what, you blacked out, experienced a fugue? Seriously. How much of a failure are you? Do you not even want to attempt to receive bacon? No wonder I can't understand the internet. Morons like you inhabit it. Now, let's actually get on to a fucking question. John Broman, John B-R-O-M-I-N, Broman, whatever. He asks, Grimith, out of all the games that you have played in your lifetime, which one has been the most disappointing? Not bad per se, just the most disappointing. Excuse me. Now this was a difficult question. I've played thousands of games, and the ones which aren't worth remembering are often and fittingly forgotten. Surely, many games were disappointing to me as a kid, primarily by failing to meet my idiotic expectations, but lots of things upset me as a kid, and I've forgotten most of the sob stories of my youth. I had an answer to your query within the first 10 seconds, though, but I did spend an inordinate amount of time attempting to find a better answer. I couldn't. In my adult life, there's no game I've played which has been more disappointing than Civilization V. As the follow-up question is why, I shall explain. First, a bit of background. I seldom get hyped over new games. I just don't care. They don't affect me. Whoop-de-doo, it's a new fucking game. Let's add it to the pile of tens of thousands of games already in existence. Holla motherfucking luya. There are so many good games I haven't played. Games which I don't even know are good. Just waiting in the shadows for me to discover. Furthermore, there are far more deserving affairs of my emotion than the anticipation of a video game. My policy? If it's an amazing game now, it'll be an amazing game in a few years after everyone's moved on, the game's been patched, and I finally care enough about playing the game to, well, play the game. Consequently, my interest in Civilization V, an interest which actually sparked me to buy the game shortly after release, speaks volumes. It speaks of how much faith I had in Firaxis Games, of how often I've enjoyed the games they develop, of how I still continue to enjoy gems like Alpha Centauri and Sim Golf. It speaks of how interested I am in the Civilization franchise, of how much I enjoyed the SNES port of Civilization as a child, of how much I wanted to leave behind Civilization 4 and embrace a new game. It speaks of how much of an idiot I am to invest my trust in a developer, particularly when they already had DLC on the market, forgetting all of the flaws Firaxis left in Civilization 4, stupidly believing the major changes they were making to the game would result in only minor and easily correctable mistakes, thinking the game would be worth the investment of energy and care. It wasn't. The game sucked. Firaxis gutted diplomacy, designed a terrible UI, made an incalculably moronic AI, and ruined multiplayer. There were numerous game-crippling bugs. For instance, resource deals sometimes glitched out into expiring every turn, granting a player imaginary resources or taking even more of them away, which could result in you having, say, negative 2,000 horses. Build queues were much harder to manage, maritime city-states were obviously overpowered, and tile yields were negatively impacted, primarily resulting in a lack of hammers. Why build city improvements costing 500, 1,000 hammers, when you could instead spam enough of a clusterfuck of cities to yawn at deity AI? Which I did. Fuck that. I could go on, but I think you get the point. Firaxis Games has obviously made improvements to the design and function of Civilization V since the game's release 14 months ago. But I'm still too biased against both the game and its developer to want to play it. Every now and then I try, but I end up quitting the game soon after, shaking my head in disgust. And an interesting little factoid here, I actually ended up, I reinstalled Civilization, well actually I installed for the first time on this Windows Vista NVIDIA GeForce 7100, 3GB of RAM, Intel Pentium dual-core 2.4 GHz processor. Yeah, nobody asked about my computer specs, so I felt I'd just throw them in right there. Yeah, the computer. I just installed it on here for the first time, and felt like maybe at the end of last month, beginning of this month, and I just removed it today. It just wasn't worth my time. I just shake my head in disgust at the game. Moving on. Pre-ID 1220 Preed asked, did you have a good year? I'm alive, and so are some of the people I love, and I'm still able to do some of the things I enjoy doing. I think I made out alright. Multi-Matneck, whatever, asks, blonde or redhead? Redhead, no doubt, but it depends on the person. Some folks look better with different colors. It's true. Beauty is in the eyes of the beholder, shit like that. Yeah, there you go. Knight4745 asks, what is your favorite type of music? Excuse me. There is no specific answer to your question. Whatever I feel like listening to, whether it's rock, pop, rap, or jazz. I listen more to rock than to anything else. I blame my mother for this, as she's a diehard Metallica fan. But I don't limit myself. If I like it, I like it, and that includes songs for which I ridicule myself sometimes. For instance, I own Lady Gaga's The Fame Monster EP, and I laugh sometimes when I catch myself humming one of her songs. Grimith, what the hell are you doing, humming teeth? Are you fucking kidding me? Then I experience days when I come downstairs and I hear my mom going from Rob Zombie to Nelly, and I know I'm not alone. Next question. Nomim814, Nomim, Nomim 814, asks, which game or series were you most excited to play/finish? I presume you're referring to games I've uploaded onto my YouTube channel. If you aren't, too vast of a question for me to answer. By the way, a train's approaching. Somebody had asked about why they were no longer able to hear trains in my videos anymore. It's because I'm really good at picking them up. I've got a long time before I finish these questions, so I'm willing to dally around a bit. Come along, train. How big are you? It sounds like a decent-sized train. I don't have my blind open, so I can't see it. Not the biggest or loudest train I've heard blow through here. It's kind of weird sometimes to be sitting sitting down and you just see like your glass of whatever, just like the entire liquid is jilting, you know, back and sloshing back and forth. That's like, is that going to spill out? And by decent sized, I meant one that would pass within like 20 seconds. Like it passed my house. So we're done with that now. Anyway, to get back to Namim814's question, I was most excited both to play and finish Daggerfall. Daggerfall was a very long series, and it severely tested my knowledge of recording software in an attempt to customize the taxing emulation in a way which I could run it in an enjoyable fashion for both myself and my viewers. Furthermore, the game itself is awesome, and there's an inevitable sense of accomplishment, which occurs after somehow finding a way to finish the main quest, even if it wasn't your first time doing so. I don't think it's my best series, but I love Daggerfall, and I'm glad folks with better recording setups like Tom, that's John Zoidberg 1417, are sharing Daggerfall with others. As a matter of fact, give me a moment, I will see if I can pull him up here. Do. Drag him in. No, don't autoplay. This is John Zoidberg 1417, aka Tom. You can see his channel address right there. You can go type his account name, or just type /user/John Zoidberg 1417. He's doing a blind playthrough of Daggerfall. And yeah, his recording software is smooth, although his knowledge of the game is complete and total shit. And from my understanding, he actually didn't get access to the manual whenever he downloaded the free copy from Bethesda, so it takes him a while to figure out the game, okay? But it is there. I do recommend watching it. I started watching it myself. I think I'm like 20-ish or so videos in. I don't remember exactly when, and it's there, alright? Moving on. Calrogman asks, what is love? It's part of the refrain to that goddamn Hathaway song, What is love? Okay. Mr. British Gamer asked 8 questions in one comment, then he asked like a 9th in a separate comment. I'm only answering one of them. What criteria is necessary for you to do a game as a let's get on with it adventure? I must want to play the game, I must want to share the game with others, and I must be able to record the game adequately. Beast Minecraft Critic asks, bacon or bacon sandwich or bacon on bacon sandwich? Bacon. Duh. I don't care what you do with it afterward, but all you're receiving from me is bacon. Or alternatively, all you're receiving from me is answer. So what you're basically asking for is an answer sandwich. I guess that's cool. Whatever. Rongarian. That's Ron, R-O-N-G-A-R-Yen. Rongarian. I don't know. What's a favorite game of yours that you know you'll never do? How come? The first game which came to mind is System Shock 2. I highly enjoyed both the original and its sequel, but I would never record either because of how much time I'd have to invest in attempting to find a method to record the games adequately. Furthermore, System Shock 2 genuinely terrified me when I first played it. I couldn't do the game, or the game's primary villain, Shodan, justice. She's one of the better villains I've ever seen in a video game, and ironically, she's very human. Mean Melter asks, for years to come, will you still be getting on with it? Oy. Should not have had those tortilla chips and salsa for breakfast. Those are still coming back to haunt me even this afternoon. It's my birthday, fuck you, I'll eat what I want. Likely not. Mean Melter, I feel as if I'm running out of steam, and I predict I will soon be drawing this hobby to a close. However, I have been proven to be wrong on numerous occasions, and I may end up getting on with it for another decade. As if I've already gone on with it for like a decade already. It's like fucking a year and a half. What the hell, Grimith? Alright, Arcade Psychosis asks, if you could pick one event/moment from your past to murder someone over, what would it be? I now exercise my Fifth Amendment rights on the grounds of potential self-incrimination. Sinjin, that's C-I-N-G-I-N, could be, I can't really think of it, Sai-Ingen asks, if the professor on Gilligan's Island can make a radio out of a coconut, why can't he fix a hole in a boat? Obviously, CBS wanted to milk as much money as possible from the sitcom. I can't blame them, especially since I watched most of the series. Why? For the ladies, of course. Have you seen Gilligan's Island? Dawn Wells and Tina Louise were hot. Even Natalie Schaefer was a looker back in the day. They could have stayed on the island for another 5 years, so long as I got more bikini shots of Marianne Summers and Ginger Grant. Agma001 asks, were you born awesome or did you become awesome? Awesome is treated as if it were a proper noun. This question, of course, assumes I am, in fact, awesome, which is a highly subjective matter and certainly open for intense debate. For the sake of providing an answer, let's just say I was born awesome. Okay, Jonas Larsen Ergud. Jonas? Could be Jonas. Jonas Larsen Ergud. You recently mentioned that you don't really play any new games. Why is that? And do you see that changing in the future? I think I addressed your question during my explanation of why Civilization V is the most disappointing game I've ever played. A secondary reason is that I've often not had the computer required to enjoy a new release. For example, this replacement clunker I've been using after my Zeus broke is not technologically advanced by any stretch of the modern imagination. I'd have better luck playing recent games on an Abacus. Kevin on the Internet asks, who is your favorite LPer? I don't have a single favorite, for I am mercurial. If you look at my subscriptions though, you'll see the names of folks I really enjoy watching. The JS Chip Project, god damn it, JS Chip, asks, well rather, the Piano Man asks, what is your favorite type of plant? You would ask this question. Magnolia trees. I have a personal attachment to magnolias, growing up with one in my front yard for a significant portion of my childhood. I was very upset when my father cut it down. I loved that tree. Even though banana spiders crafted webs in its branches for me to run into while fetching a basketball. I love that tree. Dark Genesis asked 4 questions. Here's the first 3. Have you ever played Dwarf Fortress? If yes to the above, will you ever do a LGWI for Dwarf Fortress? What are your thoughts on losing is fun? Fasten your safety belts, folks. I have played Dwarf Fortress, and I don't like it, so you won't see a video series about the game from me. Dwarf Fortress is certainly a game with innovative features and a wealth of stories and positive gaming experiences. But it is also an extremely flawed game, whose shortcomings prohibit me from enjoying it. Playing Dwarf Fortress immerses me within an ocean of tedium and frustration wrapped within the suckitude that is the game's user interface. On the one hand, yeah, it's great to have a game with such detail. On the other hand, yeah, have fun processing all of the volumes of information you will receive before you're fucked. And you will be fucked. Sooner or later, the time of your fucking will come. There enters the slogan. Losing is fun. Wrong. Losing can be fun, but it can also be a turn-off to continuing to engage in the activity which causes the loss, especially when the entire process isn't fun. The Bay 12 slogan feels like a cheap, artificial way of excusing Dwarf Fortress's flaws. Before I proceed to the next question, I anticipate some of you will experience anger coupled with the dismissal of my opinion. You may even feel motivated to try and correct this erroneous opinion, perhaps by reminding me that the game is in development, or that stating the game can be very rewarding once you learn how to play it, or accusing me of not appreciating the genius of Tarn and Zach Adams and how they're one of the few shining examples of goodness separated from the sea of corporate bullshit inherent within the gaming industry. Please refrain from doing so. I don't think the game's development tag excuses it from valid criticism, nor do I think the pride many Dwarf Fortress players feel for overcoming the harsh learning curve justifies the terrible user interface, and it is god-awful. Oh, and yes, I know there's an adventure mode. In fact, when I do get the urge to play Dwarf Fortress, adventure mode is what I end up playing. Andredius, 93 asks, how old are you? I think the running gag is 4,363. More seriously, I am in my mid-20s. Offhand, one of the pleasures I've experienced in life stems from not revealing how old I am. When I went to college, I refused to say how old I was to anyone, leaving new acquaintances and friends frustrated as to my true age. It amused me that people cared so much, at one point even trying to swipe my wallet to take a look at my driver's license. I'm the asshole in your life who enjoys hoarding knowledge, particularly knowledge which is coveted. I'm also the asshole who enjoys employing a bit of mystery in order to frustrate others. And I'm also the asshole who enjoyed creeping out girls because honestly, if you're stupid enough to tell a boy that a habit of his bothers you, then you deserve to be wary of me for the rest of your life. uh, John X, that's JONEX 26, asked 3 questions. Here's the first. Do you like Skyrim / Saints Row the Third? Now this question amuses me because it reminds me of trap questions I've seen over the course of my life. An exaggerated example courtesy of Mitch Hedberg. Have you ever tried sugar? Or BCB? To answer you, no, but I've never even played either game. That there British guy asks, when you first started, let's get on with it, did you ever believe you would become this popular? And would you change anything if you could go back? Back in March of 2010, I didn't care about becoming popular. I wanted to share the experience of playing a game I love, Liberal Crime Squad, with a few other people. I wanted to instruct those who were confused about the game's difficulty. I wanted to entertain the few who watched, and I wanted the chance of learning more about the game from others. That's it, nothing else. As for whether I'd change anything about this hobby if I could turn back time, the trap with that question is accepting that you would be different were your past different. Still, it's possible. The Nexie, that's TEHNEXIE, asks, are there any series that you recorded but later decided to cancel, and possibly why? Sure, StarCraft. It's been the primary feature of my failure to launch playlist for the past, well, since its inception. Initial recording problems and my father's medical issues were contributors to why I canceled the series, but I ultimately lost interest in recording the game because I remembered how skilled I am at StarCraft and how skilled the AI ain't. I lived and breathed StarCraft for a long time, and Rust aside, there's no way the AI could take me. I needed, 2 videos to realize I wasn't going to have as much fun playing the campaign again as I'd hoped. Shayua Haisi, that's SHAYUA HAISE. Shay could be Sha, Shayua Haisi. Could that be a Hey? Ha, Icy? Whatever. He asked 4 questions, here's the second of them. How do you view yourself as a gamer? Like, are you a hardcore gamer, a casual gamer? Terms like hardcore and casual are too subjective for me to define myself by them. For me, playing video games is my primary hobby, involving most of my spare time, but it's not my life, and I don't obsess over collecting gaming-related material or becoming the best at a certain game. I reckon I fall somewhere in the middle of the casual-hardcore assessment. Jklar, that's JKLAR. Do you still live near the railroad? I can't hear any trains anymore in your videos. Yes, I haven't moved, I've just gotten better at noticing trains before the microphone does. I often pause videos before they become an issue in the recording. That time, I obviously didn't earlier in this video. My name is Robert, I think that's 100,000. What are your limits? Undefined, but if I may hazard a guess, they're over 9,000. Green 123438 asks, why do you refer to answers as bacon? Answers can be delicious. Bacon can be delicious. I fail to see any flaw in this logic. Joe is Idle asks, as you seem to be well read, I thought I'd ask what your favorite work of fiction is. Similar to my attitude towards games and LPers, my favorite work of fiction is too malleable to define. Currently, I'm rereading, for the nth time, the entire Dune series, going from the original all the way to Brian Herbert and Kevin J. Anderson's Sandworms of Dune. Other than that, Alright, off the top of my head, Hermann Hesse's Demian, Dean Kuntz's Dark Rivers of the Heart, and the smorgasbord of dystopian novels written by the likes of George Orwell, Aldous Huxley, and Sinclair Lewis. That's 1984, Brave New World, and It Can't Happen Here. Just examples from those three authors. J-Dog Subler asks, Grimith, what is your favorite sport? American football. Super Dark Owen asks, why are you Grimith? To quote a character from the aforementioned Dune series, your question is sophomoric. New York Giants 5644, or New York Giants 5644 asks, what is your favorite sport and league in that sport? If there is multiple, what is your favorite team in that league? As I said, my favorite sport is American football. As for my favorite team, that's the Baltimore Ravens. By the way, since I'm looking at your name, I want to take a brief moment here to commend the New York Giants for their stellar... Alright, yes, they lost last Sunday to Philly. Whoops. Not that I have much right to brag, considering the amazing Ravens lost 2 Sundays ago to the Seattle Seahawks, but that was 2 Sundays ago. Alright. Lord Carnage 12345 asks, have you ever played Space Station 13? Yes. I was not impressed. 3Dog43 asks, have you ever been in love? Yes. What was it that Freddie Mercury said? Oh yeah. Just 1 year of love is better than a lifetime alone. He sang it rather than said it. What the fuck? Okay. Paul TD Great asks 4 questions. Here's the first of them. How do you avoid writers/artists/creators/whatever block or burnout from all the content you release? The answer is I don't. Sometimes the hobby is a no-go, and I end up with situations which occurred during a recent Titans of Steel video, which I've ultimately referred to as corpsing. While I certainly don't aim to put on a performance, and I'm comfortable with talking to myself, as I've done it for years, I like to possess at least a shred of coherency and focus while recording videos for my channel. I just end up scrapping those recordings, though, instead of uploading them. Hobo Dynamitable. Is that another train? What the fuck? It's fucking 2:20! What the fuck are you doing today? These things usually, don't pass until, early this morning. Early in the mornings, I don't know what the fuck they're doing. Chugga 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 chugga. Maybe it made a U-turn. Like, oh shit, I left some cars behind. I gotta go back and get them. Fuck. That sounded like the exact same train. Just like, yeah, like it fucking reversed and went the opposite direction. That's great. Okay. Where was I? Hobo Dynamitable asks, what is the R doing in Grimith R? I don't know. Maybe it got sick of neighboring an E and decided to move in next to an H. 117 Super Dude asks, question, are you interested in doing live streams? No. Even if I had the hardware and software, I have a hard enough time focusing on games without a peanut gallery. I did answer Paul DD. Yeah, I did. Yeah, okay. Just checking. J2 John Jeremy asked 8 questions. Here's the 7th. Is there a game that you will absolutely, irrefutably deny as a candidate for a Let's Get On With It? Yes, we've already discussed one. Dwarf Fortress. Here's another. Space Station 13. 2 games for the price of 1 question. What a great deal. What a great deal. Nathan Barlow XD. That could be one of those crazy ass faces that I've been seeing for the past 9-10 years and I'm still trying to decipher them. What is your all-time favorite game? As I noted earlier, and what is a common theme for me, I don't have an all-time favorite game. Although if I did, it'd be Daggerfall because it would somehow manipulate me with sexual favors in cases of unmarked bills. I'm afflicted with self-diagnosed Daggerfall Alzheimer's, 88 Tom 88 asked 3 questions. Here's the first of them. Grimith, how did you and Jeff meet each other? This was a common question, asked by many people, but this was the first questioner. Back in March 2010, a little after I started recording Liberal Crime Squad, someone messaged me regarding Jeff's own ongoing Liberal Crime Squad playlist. I looked at some of his videos, sent him a personal message, and the rest is, as they say, history. That'll be the history only I remember. Jeff has difficulty sometimes remembering NFL scores we talk about. I'm the only one who remembers that past. TandT89 asks, what is the scariest game you've ever played? Half the catalog of the Nintendo Entertainment System. What? That doesn't count? The fuck it doesn't! As a kid, game over screens terrified me. Sometimes I hid in a different room, frantically pressing the controller to get past one of those. Even on a game as benign as Super Mario Bros. 3. You know, I'd fucking, tuck my head, I'd curl into a ball, I'd close my eyes, I'd mute the volume, anything I could, just frantically pressing buttons to get past it. I would die for, the Nintendo Entertainment System, press reset or power, something, anything to avoid the screen itself. Losing was not fun for me. I had an overactive imagination and a highly devalued self-worth, and every game over made me feel like a failure. Even now, I can get goosebumps by just looking at the game over screen for the adventures of Bayou Billy. Amusingly, games reviewed by many as horrifying often don't even faze me. I'm weird like that. Sidleer, Sydleer, asks, what flavor of bacon is my question? I don't know, man. Is it your question? Are you sure you want to ask me whether that's your question? Because it's written what flavor of bacon is my question? More seriously, the flavor is answer. Officer the Geek, that's not his YouTube name, but that's the name he wanted me to call him by, asked 8 questions. Here's the second. Why do you always beat Jeff in Beard Wars? Easy, I'm more manly than Jeff. Not like that's a challenge. Seriously, folks, it doesn't take a scholar to figure out the reason why he loves rainbows, unicorns, Tyrone, chocolate-covered lesbians, and being called Jafiqua. Dude does more than think like a lady. Sir Taquito asks 4 questions. Here's the third. What is your fascination with Tucky? I don't have a fascination with the state, however. I, at one point, referred to Kentucky as Tucky, which amuses both SKS, that's IOAZ81, and myself. You know, this is a common theme. I mention SKS a bit, depending on what it is that I'm recording or stuff like that, and people are like, who the fuck is that? God damn your fucking greatest hits video, it's so retarded, and I told him as much. Here, this is his channel. Some people, they're called differently than what their channel names are. This is SKS, IOAZ81. He has his own reasons for that. You can ask him. I know. Not my place to say. He subscribed to Epic Rap Battles of History. Because they made their own channel to have those in the future. Malka Sophia left a comment. LPers, I want to have my babies. I'm down there too. But, it's okay. 464 subscribers. That's SKS right there. He is from Tucky. And you look at his avatar. Getting lucky in Kentucky. Yeah, he photoshopped that. He's so happy about Kentucky. By the way, folks, those of you who are upset about the fact that I never had the opportunity to finish Alter Ego, I've mentioned this before. The man has his own Alter Ego series. He took up the game after me. You see, there you go. You can look at it. Go do it. Own playlist, it's finished. Everything. His character is dead. It's not like he can find... You can't find fucking immortality in Alter Ego, so obviously he's finished with the game, that he's dead. So yeah. Alright. Go back to the YouTube channel. I was curious, I was looking to see if anyone would comment on the video after I said no more questions while I was recording. I was hoping to have the opportunity to block them. You bet your fucking ass I would block them right the fuck on camera. You're doing it wrong. Okay. Garden Gnome Hater asks, who would win an all-out dance contest between Jeff, Hugh, Variax, Plump, and yourself? That's what everyone needs. A Let's Play dance-off. Although I can't speak for the skill of the others, I feel confident in my abilities. Turkey T-E-R-K-I-E-Y. Turk. If I were to tell you that your bacon is actually cut from Jeff Major, would it still be delicious? My answers are cut from Jeff Major? What? Duh, of course. I mean, if something's delicious, bacon made from Jeff, children's tears, or your mom, then it's delicious. End of story. Cheese89145 asked 2 questions. Here's the second. What is your solution to the economy problems? Rocks fall, everyone dies. Zerwolf100 asked 3 questions. Here's the first of them. If your name was not Grimith R on YouTube, what would it be? Ugh, tough question. The R is there because Grimith was taken. It's not a unique name. If Grimith R also had been taken, though, oh boy, I don't know. Nothing comes to mind that I like. Good thing that never happened. The Icelandic dictator asks, is Iceland still best land? Research indicates Iceland may still be the best land on which the sun shines. Nico, that could be Neko, 246, asks, if you could only pick one game to play for the rest of your life, what game would you pick? Gaming console or computer would be provided for said game. Daggerfall! It would become my mission to murder everyone in the Iliac Bay. Everyone. Also, picking a PC game ensures I have access to a computer, so I'd be able to use it for other things like typing a 500-word essay on how much I hate Daggerfall dungeons. Yay! Padster96 asks, do you like The Doors? And if so, what do you think of Jim Morrison? Their music is okay, but I don't go out of my way to listen to The Doors, and I don't have an opinion regarding Jim Morrison. He took drugs. Sometimes. More drugs than I do. Alright, and what will be the final question of this section? I think I'm gonna make this one massive video, but I need to take a break. You know, I want to make sure that none of these recordings go south in terms of the audio gets screwed up or whatever. I'm covering my bases because a lot of fucking questions here. So I'm gonna go ahead and stop. Alright, I actually gotta ask the 50th question first. Metal Slime Hunt, who asked 3 questions, here's the first of them. Have you ever wanted to enact a purge on your subscriber base, outside of normal blocking offenses? First, lol, insert chain comment here. Nope. So long as folks don't waste my time, I don't care whether they're subscribed. As I've proven on hundreds of occasions, though, I don't care about how many subscribers I have. For anyone who doubts that, I single-handedly lowered my subscriptions by at least 50 while uploading the Trilby Quadrilogy. Too many folks failed to follow the rules. And fun fact, not everyone knows that blocking somebody forcibly removes a subscription. Good times. I can't count how many PMs I've seen from like alternate accounts going, oh fuck, I didn't know that pissing you off was going to result in me no longer being subscribed to you. Could you like unblock me? And I'm like, good joke. That almost tempted me. Alright. Question 51 by Mitchell11678, who asked 4 questions, and here's the first. What's a faction you would recommend a beginner to play as an Alpha Centauri Alien Crossfire? The 2 alien factions are without a doubt the easiest to play. Beyond that, the University of Planet is newbie friendly. You don't have to try hard to out-tech the AI, and superior technology can compensate for just about anything in S-Max. Galaxy Guy 12 asked 2 questions, and here's the second. Also, would you care to list some of your future Let's Get On With It adventures? Sure! Titans of Steel, Warring Suns, Civil War Generals 2, and Kudos 2. Also, maybe, possibly, kinda, sorta, could happen, but not, it depends on how I feel, Liberal Crime Squad with some modifications made by myself. Don't hold your breath, though. You die waiting. Joe BT501 asks, what do you think of the UK? They have a good men's basketball team, but that's about it. 1337 Cheeseburg, suppose it's supposed to be Elite Cheeseburg, asks, can I have some bacon? I don't know. Can you? I'm not your father. I don't control what you can eat. That's up to you to decide. Diesel Punk 1945 asked 5 questions. Here's the last. If you had one message of hope for the children of tomorrow, based on your years of extensive wisdom, what would it be? Message of hope? Are you fucking kidding me? God damn it, hold on. Let me think of one. Alright. Every rose has its thorn. Plank of Wood 1 asks, how do you find new games to LP? As I've played thousands of games over the course of my life, ideas have a tendency to pop into my mind without forethought. The subsequent process is, do I want to play the game? Do I want to share this game with others? Can I record this game adequately? If I cannot positively answer all of those questions, then I don't record a game. Otherwise, I find a way to make it work. KingBat7 asks, if you could have any one thing, you could have more than one of it, but it has to be the same item, such as $100,000 or 100,000 pounds, what would it be? Happiness. Reclaw asked 4 questions, here's the third. Is your first name Griffin? I think I sufficiently answered that one for you on Sunday, Rec, but hold on, give me a moment, I gotta pause the video. Alright. Moving on. FUCon, FUCon, I don't know. FUCon. Con. If you were ever offered a YouTube partnership, he asks, or she, I'm just going to use the he pronoun for everybody, unless I definitively know it's a female. I could use the here or z, magical science fiction pixie dust pronouns that are a fusion of the two. I don't give a fuck. You're all he's. You're all hims. Fuck you. If you were ever offered a YouTube partnership, would you accept it? I don't think so. This is my hobby, and I'm not interested in it being anything more than that. However, I mean, if YouTube gave me a fucking VIP treatment, including a personal ball washer, I'd slather ads over everything I could in a heartbeat. Fuck you guys. My comfort is a priority. Larian, the mage, asks, if you woken up as a female one day, what would be your first reaction and what would you do? I'd fail my system shock check and die. By the way, oh my fucking god, shut the fuck up, asks, what flavor bacon will you be giving? Can we dance? As I stated earlier, this is answer-flavored bacon, which may, through the powers of math, be translated into answer-flavored answer, bacon-flavored answer, or bacon-flavored bacon. As for whether you can dance, I don't know. Can you? I'm not your husband. I don't determine whether you're allowed to do something or whether you have the skill required to do it. Oh, sexist commentary. Seek thy answer elsewhere. Lieutenant Fuzz asked 2 questions. Here's the second. Also, which comedian would you say was the most influential in the crafting your awesomely abrasive style? Well, I can't say I've looked to comedians for inspiration on how I should speak to myself and to my viewers while recording videos. However, so you're not left empty-handed, my favorite comedian is Lewis Black, and considering how I react to certain situations, one could make the comparison that I am the Lewis Black of getting on with it, especially with my hand gestures. The Catfish Plays, Catfish, asked retarded questions. Here's the least retarded one. Will you perform any readings of the Grimith songs? Not at this time, Catfish. Oh, by the way, just want to show this off. Really appreciate the agency hovercraft you sent me. As I noted to you earlier on TeamSpeak, though, I can't use it. I guess I can admire it in this picture, but, we both know I don't own Just Cause 2, and I can't even remember. Is that like a first-person shooter game? Do you blow a bunch of shit up? I don't know. I don't remember. That I have an agency hovercraft? Thank you. Oh, man. earlier on TeamSpeak was fucking crazy. Oh, Grandma, happy birthday, Grams. I got you this for you to to give. I got you this for to give you fun. Enjoy your magical happy writer. I hope the color has right stuff. Buckle up, the catfish. Oh goodness. Oh man, I got fucking ambushed with shit today. I wasn't expecting that. You know, I logged on to TeamSpeak earlier. Skrylar had the fucking serial keys for the AI War expansions, or DLC as Steam calls them. Jeff cleaned out, and Skrylar also had a Fate of the World serial key laying around for me to register on Steam. And Jeff, like, happy birthday, Grandma. He cleaned out the rest of my fucking wish list, which I only had in the hopes that Steam would have another one of those Thanksgiving wish list giveaway things. And he bought me the other two games on there, and I won't say what they were, but I'm a Nazi tower defense overlord. That's what it was, the fusion of those two games. And matter of fact, here's an image from one of those two games that Jeff bought me. Right there. That's me. That's shaving cream. But now that I'm thinking about it, oh man, I lost my train of thought. Fiddlesticks. I pulled up my web browser. What was I gonna do? Oh, nuts. Catfish. No, I wasn't gonna show off your channel. I don't give a fuck about your channel. Catfish records videos from time to time. Ah, damn it. Just Cause 2? No, I wasn't gonna look that up. No. Hold on. I gotta pause the video. I'm gonna think about that. Oh, yes! I remember now. Good. Had to follow my train of thought. So, I was about to go away from my computer a few hours ago, and, I say I'm going away, and, as I walk away, I hear, man, Grimith's gonna be mad at me from Jeff. So I turn around, and I sit back down, like, mad at you for what? So, let's take a look here at, Jeff's Twitter page. Happy birthday, Grandma. I made you a birthday present, but I eated it. So... This, the resolution of which I'm recording does not show off the full image. If you're interested in looking at the full image, though, head to Jeff's twit face. God damn it, Jeff. Okay. That's what I remembered. Right, moving on. Killer Hobos asks, does it hurt when you smash your head on your desk? Or are you used to that pain by now? I have not yet developed a giant callus on my forehead, so yes, face, head, palm, desk maneuvers still hurt. Ray JM11 asks, have you heard of the game Hector Badge of Carnage, and will you play it? No, I haven't heard of it, and I won't play it. Tau Gun Drone asked 16 questions. Here's the last one. Can I has pie? No, you fucking did it wrong. You lose it everything forever, dumbass. God damn it, man. Jim. Rylonder asks, can you stroke your beard on camera for 6 awkwardly silent minutes? I could, but I won't. Contrary to what you and a bunch of your internet friends think, that's not a good idea. Male Ficus 88 asks, if the Voltron army had a battle royale, who would win? Or actually, it's written battle royal. There's no E at the end of royal, so it's a battle royal. Me, duh. How do you muster the thought processes required to type if you had to ask such a foolish question? Obviously, I'm the winner of everything forever. Come on, man. Question 69, Ghost King of the World. I would like to ask, when you started LGWI-ing, why did you pick Liberal Crime Squad? Liberal Crime Squad was the only game I felt like sharing with anyone. Before I recorded videos of LCS, I had no desire to pursue this hobby. Excuse me. The Marge Zero, or it could be the Margor, Asked 6 questions, here's the first. Do you laugh evilly in real life as well? And if yes, do people freak out whenever you laugh? Sometimes. Yes, sometimes covers everything. Octavio139 asks, were you on heroin on your mental breakdown video? Which one? The answer's still no, but you assume too much. Some would argue I've had multiple mental breakdown videos. Come on, man. Shaman490 asks, do you think that you are sometimes even crazier than Lady Gaga? I don't think so, but I don't know Lady Gaga well enough to say for certain. Ziaxy, that's Z-I-A, or excuse me, Z-I-A-X-E-Y, asked 3 questions. Here's the last. Can we get a bit more Barbie, please? I mean, that hanging out playing Nintendo Barbie was awesome. Needs more. No, you have personal issues. You should consider seeking professional help. Jeff agrees with me. I asked him. True story. P.W. Wooden asks, dear Mr. Grimm, what would you eat for your final meal among the living? Something I wouldn't regret until the next day. Providing I died before then, it would be the greatest meal ever. The Sly Fox 16 asked 12 questions. Here's the 10th. What would happen if Pinocchio said, my nose will grow? Going by the Disney version, nothing! He's been turned into a real boy! How do you not know this? Caltorotus. Have you any plans for future dramatic readings, other than this ginormous Q&A session? No. Ace Donis asks, will you ever play a RPG like the Urquan Masters again? Perhaps. I don't know when I'll die, so I can't say for certain, but I could see myself playing a game like UQM in the future. Rebirth WoW Guild. Grimith, do you have some form of autism? They gave a bunch of explanation why and comparisons, to buttress why he would ask such a question. The answer's still no. Neil asked 2 questions. Here's the last. And does it matter? I'm a vegan. More meat for me. Crimson the Wolf 1. So Grimith, I was wondering if you had ever heard of the Dark Cloud series of games, and if you have, what's your thoughts on them? Nope, haven't heard of them. Sounds like an RPG series though, not my preferred genre. Mr. Pseudonym. Oh, hold on. Sorry about that interruption, folks. Mr. Pseudonym, I presume that's how it's pronounced with that fucking douchebag Wall Street kid picture that you got, of which I approve, asks, is this your real birthday or your YouTube birthday? You must have missed the 1 year of Let's Get On With It video. Worse still, you must have missed YouTube's own descriptor on my channel page, which notes when I created this account. Moving on. Izarzari. That's I-Z-A-R-E-Z-A-R-I. Are you a Hunam? All of my nope. Mr. Rad7700. What was the first game you ever played? I don't know, but it probably involved my brother being an asshole and me crying at the end. Bleach Rulezal asks, will you be playing any other games with/against Jeff Major anytime soon? No. I compiled a small list of games we wanted to play last month, but we simply haven't gotten around to it. CH109861 asked 6 questions. Here's the 4th. How are you? Tired. You all are a bunch of curious motherfuckers. Back when I recorded this video, I thought, no, not this video, but back when I recorded the video I released on, what was it, Sunday? I thought, I'm not giving these folks much time. Oh, well, I shouldn't be receiving many questions wrong. Dumbest idea I've ever had since I started getting on with it, although it's not so bad now. Yesterday, whenever I was reviewing all the questions and determining what I was going to answer, that was a little bit harder. It took a long time, all my free time yesterday. Anyway, 3Man75 asked 3 questions. Here's the second. Do you think Jeff Major is weird? Yes. Proof. His favorite show is Lords and Ladies. Seriously, who the fuck watches that? Max Payne? Big deal. That show is for losers. Mookie Mog asks, is necromancy more business or pleasure, and why? Business. There are only so many times you can revive a choir of skeletons to sing, the foot bone's connected to the leg bone, leg bone, leg bone, leg bone, before it gets old. The Black Sun Dragon asked 4 questions. Here's the second. Are there any Let's Players out there that you hate? Hate, like love, is a strong word, and there's certainly no one I can think of whom I hate. I certainly dislike many, but hate? Nah, not worth it. Your Eyes Are Bleeding 1 asked a retarded clusterfuck of questions. Here's one of them. If you send me an email, can I send you a pizza roll in the mail? See, you people attempt to pull crazy hypothetical bullshit on me, but here's where you fail. Using can instead of may. Anyway, no. Jake Reed 1 asked 3 questions. Here's the second. When will there be another rap battle between you and Jeff? You'd have to ask Jeff that question, man. It wouldn't be right for me to be the one to schedule another loss for him, because that's what it was. You know, he had the first rhyme, and then he bailed out after he had the last word. Woohoo. Speaking of Jeff, Jeff asks, how many grims does it take to get to the center? What the fuck? How many grims does it take to get to the center of a Grimsy Pop? I don't know. Maybe whatever. Let's find out. A 1, a 2, a 3. 3. Go die in a fire, Jeff. Seriously, why would you even taunt me with something like that? You made me a birthday. Come on. Fucking Jeff. Bastard. I guess overall I'm glad to have you as a friend if I weigh all the pros and cons. There have been worse friendships in my life. You know I'm kidding, man. Renegade23456 asks, how much peanut butter can you eat in one sitting? And there was a note that apparently he asked Plump this question, and Plump answered it amazingly. Well, I don't have an amazing answer, because I only eat enough to make me sick, I'm sure. I don't like peanut butter in most circumstances, so it wouldn't be an enjoyable experience. Seb Lorgan. Grimith. A lot of the games you play awaken nostalgia with me, and probably a lot other viewers. My question is, have you regretted going back on any? Perhaps destroyed some of your great memories of them? Not at all. I can't think of any game I regret recording and uploading because the experience ruined my nostalgic memories. Have there been games best left unplayed, though? Certainly. Think Starzu. Zythan, Z-Y-T-H-A-N-H, Zythan H, asks, have you ever played StarCraft 2? If so, did you like it, and would you do an LP of it? I have not played StarCraft 2, and I admittedly have no interest in doing so despite my love for the original. 5 years ago, 10 years ago, would have been a different story, but Blizzard missed the ship for this consumer. Inferno Canuck. Inferno Canuck asks, in all the campaigns you have played in, which D&D character you have enjoyed playing the most, and why? Ooh, good question. Well, let me think. Although I was primarily a DM, I had my fair share of characters, and D&D wise, in version 3.5, I played a loyal worshipper of Vecna, trapped within a magic marble in an Underdark campaign. That was awesome. As a powerful, not to mention intelligent magic item, I played a major role in the campaign despite my minuscule size. Naturally, I clashed sometimes with the others in my party. They sometimes imprisoned me in a bag from which I couldn't escape, while I'd sometimes possess one of them and sabotage his plans. But we all worked together in a, well, not exactly a harmonious sort of way, because we were all evil, but it worked somehow. It's amazing how expanded your opportunities to roleplay are when you're a magic marble, and I loved every minute I played Senva. Uh, D. Cutian, I don't know, DCUTEAN asks, do you intentionally play games that you qualify as hidden gems to enlighten people? Well, I certainly wouldn't qualify Civilization 4 or Galactic Civilizations 2 as hidden, and Star Zoo's definitely not a gem. That hasn't been my reason for engaging in this hobby. Sometimes, though, I do end up recording games which are not popular, and people are enlightened thus. American Dream 112 asks, what are some of your favorite moments in history? Something you find funny, interesting, amazing, or whatever you look upon with fondness. Considering your history background, I would think that would be intriguing to hear. Now, my history knowledge is a little rusty, so the first thing that pops into mind... it occurred recently, history-wise anyway. On August 11th, 1984, while preparing to make his weekly Saturday address on NPR, United States President Ronald Reagan made the following joke during a sound test. My fellow Americans, I'm pleased to tell you today that I've signed legislation that will outlaw Russia forever. We begin bombing in 5 minutes. While this was not broadcast, the joke leaked to the public, and the Soviet Union predictably threw a shit fit. Dunder Minute asks, do you think Let's Plays are a natural evolved thing that's replacing the times we were over at a friend and watched him/her play games their way? I think so. I enjoyed watching my brother, his friends, and my friends play video games as a kid. Of course, back in the day, I was also a lot more vocal and wrong about what I felt needed to be done, and so my brother often refused to allow me watch him play video games. It made me sad. But I probably deserved it. I was a bastard. Atheist Cat 2004 asks, if you could only listen to 2 music albums for the rest of your life, what would those 2 be? Oof. That's tough. I'm not much of a fan of entire albums as I am of individual songs, but assuming I'm not allowed to choose any compilation or greatest hits albums, I'd select Metallica's S&M and Queen's Live at Wembley '86. Although I'm not a fan of live albums, and S&M certainly ain't Metallica's best album, I'd appreciate the greater variety offered by its larger size. As for Queen, it has fucking Queen in it! How could it possibly lacking awesomeness? The amazing energy Freddie Mercury possessed while on stage, my goodness. There are bands, performances that do better in studio than they do on stage. Dragon Force would be an example. I have no idea why they came to mind first, but yeah, Dragon Force. And then you have bands who perform better on stage than they do in the studio, and I think Freddie Mercury and Queen. Oh my goodness. The rest of the characters there. Oh yeah, let's see how much energy Brian May has. Brian May is too busy fucking wailing on his goddamn guitar, but Freddie Mercury made up for that and more. He fucking played that microphone, especially that stick thing that he had going. He twirled that and shit. Oh my goodness, he is amazing to watch. Anyway, the final question that I'm going to answer in this part before I take a small break, of course, all these, as I said, will be included in one video, is by Kisk79. Grimith. Seeing as how you've done Let's Plays of both ROTK and its many iterations, as well as Pirates, I am curious if you've played Koei's Uncharted Waters series, specifically New Horizons, and what are your thoughts on it? A very good game, and one which doesn't become repetitive for a very long time. Koei made so many enjoyable strategy games which weren't related to Romance of the Three Kingdoms. I definitely recommend playing it. Especially to Bobo the Vulture. Damn it, Bobo! Stop worrying about not having any skill to combat, and get on with it! Question 101 comes from Mitchell R. Abel? Mitchell R. Abel? That's Mitchell R. and then ABEL. Asked 2 questions, here's the first. Grim, I want to start LPing. What is a detailed process of what programs you use and how you go about putting footage on YouTube? For recording videos, I use either TechSmith Camtasia Studio 7 or Beepa PTY Ltd's Fraps. Goddamn Australian corporations. Depending upon the game I'm recording. Almost every video of mine is encoded through Camtasia Studio 7 to reduce its file size before I upload it to YouTube. Now, no amount of lecturing on my part will give you actual experience with using recording software and games together. So the best way for you to learn is through experimentation, really. That's the best way. Only you are capable of tailoring your recording software, your electronic hardware, the game, and yourself to optimal specifications. You can ask Jeff that, Plump that, Variax that, it doesn't matter. We've all gotten a start somewhere, but we definitely pulled a Mary Tyler Moore and made it on our own. Tuxuriel asked 6 questions. Here's 5 of them. What's your opinion of Warzone 2100? How do you feel about what the community has done with it since it was open sourced? Do you like the direction the game is headed in? Would you ever consider it for a future Let's Get On With It adventure? Warzone 2100 was a decent strategy game released a long time ago, but I haven't played it in, well, a long time ago. I don't really care about the game or what's being done to it, and I probably won't record it. Also, I noticed that you wanted to hear me say your name at least once, old talkie. Well, that's great. I hope you enjoy my pronunciation of what I presume is the anglicized version of a Japanese name of relevance to you. Why don't you take this gift now and go back to enjoying the dreary weather of Seattle? Or wherever the fuck you live now, bastard. There. Happy birthday to you, old talkie. That's what I'm going to call you now. T-O-K-K-I-E, old talkie. Jello Snark asks, Grimith, you know those insane outbursts you do all the time? When did those start? I've been doing those for most of my life, dude. Rare are the moments in private when I'm not carrying on internal or external banter with myself. That actually bleeds over a few times in public, too. I just might be somewhere and something's going on in my brain and I vocalize it. And I don't quite realize what I'm doing until I do it, and, somebody's looking at me or listening to me, and they're like, what? But, hey, in more modern times, it's acceptable. I might have one of those Bluetooth receivers you can't fucking see. I could be chatting to somebody, and you don't know it. Now is the time to be crazy. Advanced Ben 2nd Edition. Ben asked 4 questions, and here's the last. Would you like to sing a song with me? Ben, we already sang a song together. Don't you remember? If you'd like to sing another with me, though, that's cool. But you gotta start uploading videos again. That's the only way it'll work, man. Oh, Ben. Larry, I hate you. 6 questions, and here's the last. God damn it, Larry. Who has the largest piece of bacon? Bill has 1/3 of a strip. Sally has 4/6 of a strip. Peter has 9/12 of a strip, and Jen has 13/18 of a strip. Show how you know the answer. Well, one moment. Had to pull up my digital calculator. The answer to that question is Peter. Using the power of division, as opposed to common denominators, because fuck those. That's how much bacon Bill has. That's how much bacon Sally has. That's how much bacon Peter has. And that's how much bacon Jen has. I was trying to think of some smart-ass way to say this, like they all have the same amount of bacon, it's just digesting in them, but I was like, fuck it. Peter has the most bacon left to eat. Which means he's the biggest loser, really. Why isn't he eating it? Come on, man. That's how I know. Fuck your common denominators. I'm using a calculator. Merklom asked 4 questions. Here's the first. At what age did you retire your teddy? I didn't. My mother did it for me at a young age. Bitch. Part of me has never forgiven her because I loved my stuffed animals. I really did. I interacted out just like, since I had I had such a vast imagination whenever I was younger. I didn't really have the computer to rely on. I couldn't play video games past a certain time, so I'd talk to my stuffed animals and invent stories. Same thing that, kids do with toys and trucks and shit, but I did that at night with stuffed animals. I love them. I still have almost all of them, like, sealed up in a giant storage container. Oh, yeah. Preserving those bastards. Wouldn't let her get rid of all of them. Gronk6 asks, will you ever finish Star Zoo as a let's get on with it? My money's on no, but I could be wrong. Tayama, oh Tayama, asked 5 questions. Here's the third. Did you ever make a decision regarding whether you were going to play LCIS again or not? LCIS, Tayama? What the hell is that? Liberal Criminal Investigative Service? We gonna bring in Mark Harmon and CBS for a television deal or some shit? What the fuck? Never heard of that. Is that like a new mod Dion's making that I've never heard of? You just got played, man. LCIS. Lol. Question 109 comes from O'Toole42. Do you like the Irish? If not, elaborate. Why would I like the Irish because they're Irish? Sorry about that. Why would I like the Irish because they're Irish? What the fuck? Nationality does not determine my like or dislike of someone. Fuck that shit. Oh, interruptions. Oh well. That's why I record videos in the morning, but I couldn't exactly do this in the morning. I just wanted to get it done in the same day. Question 110, Commander, well, I presume, CMNDR Cartman. Can you play Galactic Civilizations again? I could, but I probably won't. I currently have no interest in playing Gal Civ 2 again. Two-string guitar, oh San, asked about Star Zoo, but here's a non-Star Zoo query. Why do you beep? I don't know what you're talking about, San. Zero Bonaparte asked 3 questions. Here's the last. Long can you rage during one day? Rage is with a capital R. Long? My name's not Long. Hypothetically, if it were, I suppose I could capital R rage during one day. But that'd just be silly. Too silly for me. Not a Millionaire asked, oh well, he asked 3 questions. Here's the first. If this were Jeopardy, would you receive the bacon? This? If this were Jeopardy, this is unclear. What is this? The internet? The world? Your mom? How am I supposed to properly assess whether I would receive the bacon with unclear hypothetical situations? Come on, man. Mr. Scorpionhead asks, are there any Let's Plays that you regret making? Yes. I regret the Grimith's Birthday Ask Question Receive Bacon series. What? What do you mean that's not an official LGWI? Oh, fuck it, fine. No. I regret nothing. Omega 13 Full asks, who is your favorite person in history and why? Favorite is not something in the historian's vocabulary. I am trained to objectively analyze the past based upon historical facts and primary documents. That being said, while in elementary school, my exposure to historical strategy games had me raiding the library for books on Genghis Khan, Alexander the Great, Sir Francis Drake, and others. Genghis Khan was certainly my childhood favorite, though. The feats he accomplished in his lifetime were amazing. Alexander did well, too, but he never had to deal with the strife of managing his empire before he died. GK, on the other hand, did, and he handled it very well. I am Ryan LPs asks, will I ever be loved by you? No. Passacoy, oh Passacoy. Hi Passa. Is your favorite bacon Canadian or American? My favorite bacon is meat. Meat bacon. That is my favorite. Nom the fuck nom. More seriously, I prefer American over Canadian. Axion asked 2 questions. Here's the second. Did I just say axed? Yep, he axed 2 questions. Axion axed, yes. Anyway, Axion says, if someone gave me a crowbar, what kind would it be? Axion, if someone gave you a crowbar, it would be the bulkiest, heaviest crowbar fathomable, tailor-made just for you so you'd feel confident asking me why a crowbar isn't a decent weapon. Stephen is 1099 provided a lengthy riddle regarding truth and lies. I think it was like some sort of like guard question, and followed by what question do you ask? You know you're not getting any bacon, right? Uncle Put. That's uncle followed by P-U-T-T. It could be Poot. Uncle Poot. Pute? Uncle Pute. Hast thou a neckbeard? No, I have a neck stubble, but no neckbeard. Part of having a job which demands professionalism. Later asks, a common quote from you is, I regret nothing. My question is, do you really regret nothing? No. I regret everything. Oh, just in the headset. Oh, goodness. That hurts. Wearing glasses and having a headset sometimes. Oh, boy. Hacks a main Shiyan. Hacks a main Shiyan. Whatever. Asks, if you put your LGWIs on DVD, do you think anyone would buy them? Because I know I would. Well, you just answered your own question. Looks like my work here is done. Success. Dr. Pro Esquire. Well, it's Dr. Pro ESQ. Asks, do you play current games and just not record them, or are you only a classic gamer? Going back to an earlier answer, I've not often had the hardware to adequately run some games. On the other hand, I've recorded Civilization 4, Galactic Civilizations 2, Kudos 2. They're not current, but you can't just fucking jump from current to classic with zero middle ground. I think I have enough proof on my channel to obliterate your entire question, Chief. Cody C61 asks, what was the most unfortuitous thing to ever happen to you? Having the idea to do this Q&A. Crow Hummer asks, will the curse of the barbarian combat odds ever actually work correctly in your favor? In other words, will 98.2% odds of your unit surviving against a barbarian actually mean that the unit will survive? I wish. I wish it so hard. You have no idea. Il uv cows. I love cows? Could be. I love cows. Can hug every cow. Grimith, how do you intend to deliver bacon to all these people? If no answer is given, I will assume that a portal to another dimension will open in my monitor and a piece of bacon will come out. It's good enough for me. Do keep in mind, though, that bacon equals answer, so if you're actually expecting a piece of bacon, then you're doing it wrong. Long Mace asked, how many times have you screamed like knifed big in your videos? What the fuck does that even mean? Let me pull out the fucking idiot English. Well, that's not fair. English might not be his first language. I don't know. I still don't understand it. I have no idea how to answer it. Okay. Question 128 comes from Helmet Unsung, who asked 2 questions. Here's the first. What did you want to be when you grew up? A police officer, a fireman, a judge, a cowboy, a rock star, an astronaut, the president, my dad, an entomologist. The list goes on for a while. Isn't that how many American kids operate? Flitting around from idea to idea so long as it sounds good? Especially, in recent culture that tells kids you can do anything that you set your mind to. That was me, alright. By the time I had gotten to 5th grade, though, I'd settled upon the idea of becoming a history teacher. Joey Max 231 asks, are you married? Do you have children? No. And no. A Heckman 118 asks, a man walks up to you and says, if you speak lies, I will slay you with a sword, and if you speak truth, I will slay you with a spell. What do you say in order to live? Given that that question will most likely be ignored, prophet? Well, I suppose I could tell him that he'd slay me with a sword, thus diffusing his dumbass riddle. But I'd rather do the same thing and chop him in the fucking carotid artery. Naturally, I'm presuming that I got talked into engaging in some live-action roleplay, so I hopefully won't actually kill him. McFluty asks, gaming? Why gaming? Why did you choose this lifestyle? I didn't know the pursuit of my hobby was a lifestyle choice. I mean, it's not my profession, not something I do for a living, just a choice I make for how I entertain myself. I reckon if I had adverse chemical reactions to playing video games, though, then I wouldn't do so. Ninja, ninja Hudan skills. Hudan skills? Whatever. What's your favorite thing about the getting of the on with the it? Interacting with others. Kinda like now, only I secretly, but not so secretly, hate all of you now for asking me so many fucking questions. I don't care if I told you to. I don't care if this is primarily my fault. You all conspired with me to fuck me over. Bastards. Oh, fuck this name. A Citra. A Citra. Acitra. Asy. That's Asytra. Grimith, what was your favorite moment in gaming? Having fun? That might sound like a cop-out, but if you've been paying attention to some of my other answers, you'd realize that it's the norm for me. My favorite things are mercurial and prone to change depending upon a variety of factors. Referencing another earlier answer I made, though, I'll say one of my favorite moments was kicking Shodan's virtual ass. Fuck her. Seriously, I deride myself enough the way it is. I don't need her bullshit, too. Antari90 asks, what is the game you found yourself coming back to the most? Daggerfall. God damn you, Bethesda, for inadvertently creating my greatest weakness. Alright, question 135, or entry rather, is from Boba the Vulture, who asked a variety of questions, 5 of them actually, and what the hell? Let me show you why I've been limiting myself mostly to 1 question per user. What's your favorite LP that someone else has done? My favorite LP, as with so many things, is a variable which may change from day to day. However, I love The Adventures of the Croven Clan, an after-action report posted on the Paradox Interactive forums. Great read, and if you give me a moment here, that's the wrong thing. Go ahead and pull that up. The Adventures of the Croven Clan. Come on, load up. Here we go. Whee! If you never heard of an after-action report before, that's the address, by the way. You can just type in The Adventures of the Croven Clan in the search engine. If you've never heard of after-action reports before, I mean, they pretty much were the prelude to typing out, LPs and stuff with screenshots and shit. It pretty much fits along. It's a screenshot LP. And there is a lot. The guy who's been handling this, oh my goodness, there's so much material. It spans through multiple games. Gudrod Haroldson Croven. Duke and Earl of the Western Isles, yeah. So there's that. It's a great read. Very lengthy, but a great read. Alright. Second, how has doing LGWI adventures changed your life for good and ill? As a summary, I have less free time to do other things because I'm too busy fiddling with recording software and answering comments. But on the bright side, feedback has sometimes strengthened my understanding or appreciation of video games, and it's nice to know I'm entertaining others. Third, is there an LP you'd really like to see someone else do? Other than Uncharted Waters, New Horizons, there's nothing else I can think of, Bubbo. Fourth, you doing alright? Well, I've been better, but yeah, I'm hanging in there. Finally, what is your favorite video, LP or no, on YouTube? My favorite video? I don't have one, I have 24, and you'll never get me to name them all. But I'll share one. Press play on Tapes, The Man with the Gun. And you can fucking put that into YouTube search engine yourself. I'm not fucking showing that one. But yeah, now I think you folks see why I've been mostly limiting myself to 1 question per user. Shank Alton asks, why is bacon the answer? Because I said so. How could you not process that thread of logic on your own, damn it? What the fuck is wrong with you? Alright, question 137 goes to XR4, who asked 2 questions, and here's the first. How would you pronounce my name? Like that. Kill the Triad 333 asks, when's the first video where you said, it's a trap? I don't keep track of such useless trivia. You should sort all of my videos by date added and do your own research. God damn it. Zilgnus, aka Halcyon, asks 2 questions, and here's the first. A lot of your iconic phrases and outbursts have made their way into other people's daily use, like, let me show you on the doll how fucked you are. Which would you prefer to become widely popular and enter all areas of communication? The time of your fucking is now. Captain Taser, well, I presume that's CPT, Taser, Grimith. Since you play turn-based strategy games so much, what is your opinion on non-turn-based strategies? Namely RTS games such as StarCraft. I like them. My playstyle, I find, often strikes a balance between the two in that, while I'm playing a TBS game, I simply don't have the desire to required to babysit every decision. On the other hand, I sometimes feel too pressured during a RTS, when all I want to do is analyze the situation and think about what should happen next. I think I've grown soft at my advanced age, because back in the day, while playing StarCraft, I was all like, fuck you Asians, I'm taking you on, and they'd still raffle-pwn me most of the time, but I could hold my own against the Asians. Egregious Bass, could be base. Grimith, are you a family man? God damn it, man, you fucking reminded me of that Family Man holiday movie starring Nicolas Cage. I hate you and hope you die in a fire. And Aton the Dude asks, are you going to play another Elder Scrolls title again? And record it? Likely not, unless it's Battlespire, and I'd have to roll multiple critical successes with persuasion, while simultaneously making multiple critical failures with my intelligence in order to seriously consider trying to play that game again. This fucking name. I know he does this shit on purpose just to piss me off. That's Diyadokeon. Diadokian. Diadokian? Diadokian. What does Francis Bacon have to do with an arbitrary answer? Hey, not all of my answers are arbitrary. Question 144 goes to Variax. Why you know Poly Skyrim? Oh, hey Variax. I didn't know you wanted to talk about Skyrim. Dude, that's awesome. I've been totally wanting to talk about that game with you and share everything I heard about it and reveal all of the game's innermost secrets, but I didn't think you were interested. Now that you've proven me wrong, I'll be visiting your channel shortly to spread the gospel of Skyrim, thus invoking the wrath of your confused peanut gallery and causing you to sadly shake your head. As a matter of fact, everyone viewing this video, go to Variax's channel right now and type that, why you know Poly Skyrim. That's in capital letters, why you know P-A-L-Y Skyrim 4 exclamation points. Let him know. I mean, my goodness, man. Apparently the dude wants to talk about Skyrim. Who the fuck knew? He also asked, have you ever given any thought to turning your wordsmithery toward the field of fiction and novel writing? He wrote it, not me. Considering your actual question, I have, but it's not a practical idea for me. I write little stories every now and then as a part of my self-imposed 1-hour challenges, but to tackle a major story, I'm aware I need to be swept up by the desire to actually write a story, and well, it's just not something which has ever struck me as of late. I don't have a novel I wish to share with anyone. No burning fiction within my soul which I feel is worth revealing, so I don't. But I have entertained the notion, it's just not for me. Hey Variax, why you know Poly Skyrim? You have so many subscribers, somebody could have gifted you the game. You didn't have to wait for a while. Everybody wants to know your unique opinion about how you're going to interpret all the various things that happen in Skyrim, too. Why you know Poly Skyrim? Huh? Why you know Poly it? Come on, Skyrim, play it, Variax. Skyrim, Variax. Okay. And Darkar asks, if you could fight anyone, who would you fight? What kind of fight would you challenge this hypothetical foe to? For whatever reason, my brain decided to suggest George Washington. So I suppose if I could fight anyone, I would fight George Washington, General of the Continental Army, first President of the United States, and kindly referred to by many as the father of our country. I am now imagining hitting him so hard in the jaw that I knocked out his wooden teeth. I have no idea why, but this thought greatly amuses me. So I presume I'd end up challenging the man to a bout of fisticuffs. Neem, or NEME 5151 asks, "Hey Grimith, here's my question. According to you, what can change the nature of a man?" And made a reference to Planescape Torment. Devoting an entire day to handcrafting bacon for your inquisitive viewers can certainly change the nature of a man. More seriously, there's not a better way that I can answer your question. Believe. Emotions are too powerful, from too deeply within humankind, and they certainly have the capacity to override our logic. How can what I think I should do stand against the power of what I know I should do? Zero the Hellion asks, the only worthy question, according to him. What is your favorite and least favorite thing in Daggerfall? My most favorite thing is the extensive custom character generation process. Excuse me. My least favorite is random dungeons, which make no fucking sense. Question 148 comes from Aho Kaj. That's AHO capital KAJT. I don't really have anything to ask, but I still want bacon and maybe ridicule. Can I have some? I suppose. Use for life. That's capital USE for life. Asked 2 questions. Here's the first. Have you ever played any of the Paradox Grand strategy games such as Europa Universalis 1 through 3, Victoria 1 or 2, or Supreme Ruler? Yes. You most likely won't be seeing any of those uploaded onto my channel, but I have played many Paradox games. However, I could have gone through life only having played 2 of them, and it still would have been like I had played many of them. I don't want to get into another situation like I may have incited with my Dwarf Fortress criticisms, but let's just say I have problems with both Paradox games and some of their supporters. And question 150, the final question of this segment, Zero Lives, it's 2 Z's at the end, asks 4 questions, and here's the first. What happened in the lost alter ego videos your laptop ate, if you can still remember them? Well, if memory serves, my character died from diabetic complications. I should have never visited that fucking doctor for a checkup. He cursed me. Bastard. If you don't, yeah, as I mentioned earlier in this question answering process, SKS took up the flag and carried through an entire alter ego series from start to finish. He's a dumbass, of course, so you're gonna have to deal with that, but you can go to his channel, IOAZ81, if you're interested in learning and seeing him complete the game. You know, since I couldn't. Alright, folks, we're entering the final part, which is the home stretch, rather, which is a good thing for me, because my throat's falling apart, as well as my fucking headset. Question 151, XPooX105. He asked 4 questions, here's the last. Would you ever consider doing history lessons as part of your YouTube channel? Sure. Okay, done considering, and the answer is no. Most definitely no. In fact, all of my nope, you can has it. True story. Why Soho mo sex? I suppose you could read that as why so homo sex, but I like to read that as why Soho mo sex. But Grimith, then who was phone? Speaking of idiocy, what an unoriginal question! Such an utterance exhibits your lack of originality and creativity, and possibly your blithe ignorance as well. Jeff, goddammit man, your FAQ isn't performing up to snuff. Make some fucking neon signs for that shit or something, so I don't have to fucking deal with this shit, just like fucking people oozing over to my fucking channel. Hey Grimith, can you tell Jeff to upload more black and white videos? Okay, Rants 0Z, Rantzaz, Rants Oz, yeah, maybe. Will you ever start playing newer games before they are classics? Do you people have, like, selective sight? Or weird vocabulary, or what? Do you just not even bother to look through my playlist at more modern games? Or do you somehow view games which came out 3, 4, 5 years ago as classics? Galactic Civilizations 2? That came out in fucking 1992, man. It's a fucking classic. I love that game. If it's the former, what the fuck is wrong with you? If it's the latter, what the fuck is wrong with you? God damn it, man. You know, it's improperly phrased. If you're gonna ask me this question, I've given the idea before. I play older games for a variety of reasons, and I don't. But before they're classics, will you ever start? Oh my goodness, you've never done it before. Shut the fuck up. You're dumb. You are dumb. You are dumb. I can't sing to begin with. I certainly sure as hell cannot sing now after taxing my... Ooh. Moving on. Harry Chicken 93 asks, where do you stash your children's tears? I can't tell you. Someone would then inevitably attempt to commit theft, and then I would have to kill him. And I'd like a break from killing people, at least for a time. Agonifier 24. Agonifier. That's agon, as in agony. Only there's an IFYER 24 at the end. Have you ever played General Zero Hour? No. Isn't that one of those Command and Conquer games, though? I'm not much of a fan of the series, so it doesn't surprise me that I haven't played it. Omicron 420 asks, it's okay for a grown man to cry, right? Of course. Red-haired Ticks asks Grimith, ... Ellipses. Is your real name what I think it is? How am I supposed to interpret this question as anything more than a waste of my time? Seriously, what? Do you think I can reach my hand through the fucking cosmos and pluck the goddamn succulent fruit of your thoughts out of your thick skull in order to see what the hell you're apparently trying to think of me? Even if I could, do you think I'd care enough to exert that much energy to do so? Are you fucking kidding me? I don't give a fuck what you think my real name is. Fuck you. Fuck you. Alright, you know you're in the in crowd if Grimith says fuck you to you. Gory Pleasure asks, why do I enjoy your getting on with it when I am so prone to procrastinating? I don't know. Maybe you like to witness someone else finding the willpower to get the job done to compensate for your inability to do so yourself. I'm not a trained psychologist or psychiatrist. I can't even begin to fathom. Just saying. The Death Cat asks 3 questions. Here's the first. You obviously spend a lot of time producing LPs. How much time do you spend watching LPs? I definitely spend less time watching the videos of others than I spend recording and encoding and in uploading my own videos. On the bright side, I can watch the videos of others while I encode and upload. It's not like my computer is paralyzed. Garth Terrace asked 3 questions. Here's the first. Since you said StarCraft was a big part in your life as a gamer, did you ever want, to play StarCraft 2? Excuse me, my throat's trying to compensate for being broken down. Once upon a time, yes. However, Blizzard simply took too damn long coming up with a sequel. I remember my friends and I, back in 8th grade, talking about how awesome a StarCraft sequel would be. Meanwhile, the company's faffing about with everything else. All that being said, I still probably would have purchased the game shortly after release had it not been for some of Blizzard's design and release choices. I won't get into detail, but the end result is that I don't plan on playing StarCraft 2 for a long time. Primero Atreides, oh hey, I've never heard of that one in the Dune books, what do you know? Why when life is a bitch do you die? That's why we get high, dude, that's why, because you never know when you're gonna go. Also, Duke Nukem said it once, so it must be true. Nick Bond 12, when did you start playing video games, and why? I presume my mother and brother impressed me into playing video games when I was a baby. I've been playing them for as long as I can remember. Kermit asked 2 questions. Here's the first. Good Sir Grimith, do you enjoy poetry, writing or reading thereof? Back in my teenage years, when I had a lot more to say about life and my emotions concerning it, I wrote a lot of poetry. Typical amateur stuff from a wordy asshole trying to cope with his feelings and everything. I haven't read my works in years, but I still carried a folder of my poems around with me. Until my junior year in high school, after my administrator, that's sort of like a specialized principal, searched my book bag, saw the poems I'd written years prior, and kicked me out of school until I had sought professional help. That was during exam week, too. Bastard. As for enjoying the reading of poetry, sure, I can. I don't actively seek it out to read anymore, but there are certainly great poems out there. Sugar Chimera, Chimera with a K instead of a C. What kind of shampoo do you use? Oh boy, throat, we can do this. Head and shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes. Head and shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes. Eyes, ears, mouth and nose. Head and shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes. That's my shampoo. Pretty convoluted name, I know, but it is what it is. DY Halto 250 asked 3 questions. Here's the second. Have you ever considered LGWIing the Elder Scrolls Arena? Yes, you're in luck, because someone asked me that question recently, and I have a copy of the PM I sent in reply. Arena was an interesting game with some innovative features back in 1994, but I don't see it as more than an average RPG, especially now, for the game has aged poorly. Sure, Arena has a detailed setting, and the story isn't bad, but it also possesses a linear plot and a seen it 100 times character class system. Perhaps if RPGs were my favorite genre, and if I had played Arena before Daggerfall, I could find it in myself to appreciate Arena more, but such is not the case. There is no comparison between Arena and Daggerfall. Arena loses hands down. I haven't played Arena in a very long time, but I can't remember any feature of it being worth dusting off my CD and reinstalling the game. I think that answers your question. Coolman901 asks, Hello, Grimith. I'm a little hesitant to ask these questions. Okay, hi. I've been streaming videos and I was wondering if that would be quality of making a good Let's Play on YouTube. It auto-compresses itself, and when I watch it, it's in very good shape. I've seen people who upload the videos they stream to YouTube. It depends on what you're playing and the quality of it. For I dare say most games, the best you need is 480p. For the more detailed games though, you might want to consider uploading videos in 720p so everyone can discern what you're doing in game. The best I can tell you though is to try it and see if you can get some feedback from others, see if it actually works, if it satisfies both you and others. You also asked, is the Voltron Army open for everyone? Yes, the VA is not exclusive. Alright, question 167. Ricky NYM, could be New York Mets, asks, Hey, why don't you play a recent game for a change? Because you're a moron, and nobody loves you. Sergeant Bird09 asks, if the answer to this question is a question as well, but that's THEIR, are 1,337 questions, how would you choose to answer any of the questions, or question my question when asked the question about the questions previously stated in this question? Please answer in question form. No. Affable Giraffable asked 3 questions. Here's the last. What do you do for a living? Research indicates the answer is answering questions for people on YouTube, as I have spent an inordinate amount of time scouring the comments of my Ask Question, Receive Bacon video, and crafting answers for those which deserved a lengthy and coherent reply. There's no way I could have a job beyond what I've had to do since I opened this internet forum 2 days ago. Bismarck versus Ike asked 2 questions. Here's the first. Do you own a pet? I don't, but I often end up watching over my mother's animals, as my parents have a busy schedule of going to the hospital for friends, family, and themselves. Mom has 2 English bulldogs, aged 12 and 11, I think, and 1 bird who will probably outlive all of us. The bastard. Kilgore Karabekian asks, where did your awesome come from? Is it hereditary? I know I've already received the same question, but I wanted to remind everyone that this is still assuming I am in fact awesome. Hypothetically though, if such were true, then I reckon it would have been hereditary. Yes. Wiccan X Exodus asks 6844958. Do you skim comments or read eye-popping ones? I try to read all comments. Whether I can decipher them, though, yeah, that's another fucking ballpark. Kinda like now. LaserGooder117 asks, where could I buy a bottle of children's tears? To the search engine! Oh, the digitized version of Yellow Pages probably doesn't have a vendor like that listed, huh? Well, I suppose that's why I never buy mine. They're freshly squeezed every day. I'm afraid I can't help you. Doctor Who for You asks, I'm not sure if you have been asked this question before. I have. Or even if you have the capability to do this. But would you consider doing a grand campaign of Paradox Interactive's games, starting with Crusader Kings and ending with Hearts of Iron? It may be a better idea to wait until Crusader Kings 2 comes out in February, so as to allow a smoother transition from game to game. I feel this is right down your alley, rather, as he wrote. If lack of experience or interest causes a dismissal of this idea, I understand. It's not. I recommend you search for Flying MacGuffin on YouTube. He has a campaign which has gone from Crusader Kings through Europa Universalis 3 and is currently in Victoria 2, I think. Hold on, let me pull him up. YouTube.com/user/Flying MacGuffin. Okay. Come on, load sauce. Here we go. Nope. Yep, it's Victoria 2. Drag the window there, and yeah, he's got a lot. Oh. Answering some folks. He subscribed to me, what do you know? Very next to it, who cares about him? He's from Columbus, Ohio. But yeah, you check out his playlist, he's got some stuff over there. He even has his own Star Control 2 playthrough, and he's uploaded a few videos from Star Control 3. I don't know what's going on in his life. He hasn't uploaded a lot of them. Maybe he's just like, wow, this game actually sucks. Although he thinks it's alright. He thinks that, I think his belief is that if it weren't a Star Control game, it would be more favorably reviewed. But since it has a Star Control tag rather, and it wasn't developed by Toys for Bob, it was reviewed so poorly upon release. But yeah, go visit him. He's for that stuff for other people. I don't think Paradoxian LP has a grand strategy thing for Paradox games. I just know that he's recorded them, so you can check him out too. Okay? Okay. Question 175 is from Hawkster52, who asks, you conquered China twice in RTK 4 and 6. In doing so, which of your advisors would you consider the most useful in your efforts? Xiao Ping, was in RTK 4, Pac-Man Shing, RTK 6, or Dead Wizard, who was also in RTK 6? I think Pac-Man Shang proved to be the most useful advisor of the three. He was my war leader from the very beginning, and he helped orchestrate Master Reaper's quick rise to Emperor of China. He played such a pivotal role, in fact, that he ended up resigning from his post in shame, unable to cope with what he had done. I presume he committed suicide shortly thereafter, the burden on his soul too great for him to bear. But yeah. Mega Super Crazy Bob asks, how do you know SKS? SKS is a member of the Voltron army who commented occasionally on my Daggerfall videos. After I checked out his channel and discovered his colonization videos, we developed a rapport with each other, which continues to this day. We're only acquaintances, but I'm sure we have more fun together than some friends do. Just don't tell him that the progressive era of the United States was the best thing ever. He'll go ballistic. Actually, YouTube.com/user/IOAZ81. I know, I'm visiting his channel again. Amazing. Let's drag the window back to my recorder here. Hey, man, you guys just watch the comment section at the top. Let's see here. What do I want to type? Hey, SKS! Did you
know that the progressive era of United States is the best, was the best thing ever? Seriously, you're a history teacher, so I presume you already knew, but I thought I would share such pivotal knowledge with you in case you did not. Okay, thanks, bye.
Post comment. Oh yeah, yep, there we go. You'll notice that we're having some white bars up here. That's due to some weird YouTube thing. It's not my fault. There you go. That's what I read out there. So yeah, you guys go ahead and do that for him. I'm sure he'll appreciate that. Of course, you should tell him that I sent you. Otherwise, it might be weird. All right, but I'm sure he'd probably know anyway. You don't have to write as much as I did. Just just get the message across. Like with Variax.
Hey, why you no Polly Skyrim?
Question 177 comes from Azure Alliance, who asks, when's the next episode of CWG? I presume that refers to Civil War Generals 2. Best answer I can give you is the shortest. Whenever I feel like playing it again. Whenever I feel like playing it again. I presume I will someday get around to annihilating the Confederacy itself instead of its armies, but that may not occur until December, or even January. On the bright side, SKS still won't finish it before me. I don't care how many fucking snow days he is coming up, there's no way in hell. Not unless, how does he do this? PGT Beauregard has multiple dragons. Tedious Bear asks, why are you so nice? Am I so nice? Either someone drugged you, or someone drugged me, or one of the two. I reckon it could be both, but it's highly unlikely. I suppose you might have asked that sarcastically, but I could equally see that as a serious question where someone who insults those around him and crushes souls on a regular basis would be interpreted as so nice. I suppose the best answer I have to your question, Tedious Bear, is I don't know. Fly Cycle 33 asks, what is your favorite breed of dog? I don't have one. I'm quite ambivalent towards animals in general, and dogs are no exception. For the sake of attempting to answer your question, though, my favorite breed of dog is one which doesn't force me to chokeslam it like I chokeslam passing trains. Also, I'd like to stay away from dogs that could, rather than me chokeslamming it, it could chokeslam me. Stay away from those dogs. Bad idea. Mom's lovable and cuddleable and very moody and protective English bulldogs. They're not that bad. They have a lot of health issues, but they're not that bad. And question 180, which is the final one I have, comes from Dolaire12, he asked two questions, and here's the first. I know that you play pen and paper role-playing games. You even played your own LCS RPG on Jeff channel. I guess that's referring to Jeff's live stream. Jeff showcased a bit of that one time. So what pen and paper RPGs do you play? Currently none, although I've played a few in my day. The original D&D, AD&D 1st and 2nd edition, D&D 3rd edition, D&D 3.5. There's a lot of D&D involved. That was my primary one. As for others, oh man. Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay, World of Darkness, All Flesh Must Be Eaten, Call of Cthulhu, Risk Paranoia, Little Smidge of Shadowrun, a Star Wars campaign. Yeah, too many to remember. Like I said, I played a few. All fucking right. That takes care of it, folks. We are done. Oh, we got a comment. Oh, hey. Hey, what do we got here? We got a comment. Ah, damn it. Damn. I was hoping it was on Grimith's birthday question. Grimith's birthday gift ask question received. Damn you, Death Even 13. Well. Let's see what you said. Surprisingly fun to watch a Heroes playthrough. I wonder, do you have Disciples? It's very similar, but I always found it to be loads more difficult. It's very similar, rather. No, I do not. Also, I have some personal messages I haven't gotten around to answering. Uh, what was? Oh my goodness, I just remembered this too. There was a jaunty tune. I don't think I listened to. I think I did though. I don't remember. It's been a while. There's Grimith's Magical Horse, which I haven't watched yet. I get distracted with things. It's been like 5 days since that PM was sent. Yeah, there are times that I just like I like reserve special times for like answering PMs. I do that for comments too. Like it's just so taxing to do it. Just like yeah, I like to parcel that shit out. Uh, no, I don't mind. I'll take a look at that. It's a message. This is a message. Is it a very? All right. Oh yeah, I blocked him. Yeah, I treated that like a spam message. Possible. Oh boy. Please reply to me even if you don't like it so that I can quit hoping for you to play this if you won't LP it. Thank you for your time, your random fan. Sorry about that again, folks. There have been a lot of relatives and a few friends of mine who've been calling today. As today is actually my celebration of my day of birth, even though I don't really care. But okay. I guess I should reply to this message and say, what is this? Battle Hunter by... Now I'll respond to that off camera and... Romance of... Oh, probably shouldn't show that. La 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 la, ignore this. No, hey, I'm downloading runs, a couple of LPs have found where the major differences are between R2K5 and which one you recommend. You know how much that's fine, I just go for 5 because it's a higher number when I want to hear. Certainly not the only person who knows about these games, but to answer this question for the video, and before I type a PM off screen, I would recommend the the first one just to see where the series has come. The third and fourth ones are good too. I haven't played 5, and 2 is just too. No. If you want to play 2, you might as well play 3 or 4. 3 and 4 are both really good in my opinion. I like 4 over 3, but 3 is good. And the first is so aged now, so aged, but it is what it is. It's worth it. And I'll have to get around to answering that. I might change my mind, depends on what I want to say. I like typing out things more than saying things, only because I'm a better thinker and typer than I am a speaker. But yeah, that's it, folks. Not everyone received an answer, and there are many questions that got thrown out the wayside. Primarily, folks who asked multiple questions. There's some folks who just asked questions, as I said at the beginning, that I didn't feel comfortable answering. I didn't want to answer. They're too stupid to answer. Stuff like that. Whew. Oh man. I did. I spent all of my free time yesterday, pretty much. I have all these answers. I pretty much have a giant list of notes that I took of each question in a notepad off to the side. I had everything prepared. I wanted to give each question, especially the tough ones, their due merit, and I just wanted to focus on them, make sure I had them taken care of. But yeah, that's it. Not talking anymore. It's fucking over. Happy birthday, everyone. Good night.